Sure, in the back of his mind, he's thinking about the fact that this is their fourth FA Cup final, but they lost the last two.
Yeah, he's also going to be thinking about, I think, potentially the bigger match, which could be the Bournemouth match. This is equally as big, but if you're Pep Guardiola, this is different from the previous FA Cup finals. Going back to the one against United, they'd already won the league. They look like they'd literally come from the pub or wherever they had the celebrations, and they literally almost looked like they played hungover. They were that poor on the day. Last season, their season was just crescendoing towards this miserable end of the season where it was getting Champions League or bust for City. That was their number one focus. Take nothing away from what Crystal Palace did to win their first ever major trophy in club history. Now, going to this match, it's a bit of a tricky one because Pep Guardiola has something that maybe he didn't have for much of the season, where he's getting bodies back. He's getting depth back. He's getting key figures back for Manchester City. And my big thing, I don't question the mentality. I have a question is, who does he go with? How does he line up for this? Because he has a lot of options. And he also has this end of an era feeling for some key members. You think of your John Stoneses, you think of potentially your Nathan Akes, and of course, someone you're going to get into, Bernardo Silva. So City, their mentality is win, win, win. They're going to take this very seriously. How could you not? It's a cup final.
I agree, but he's also got to have in the back of his mind Tuesday.
Yeah.
He's got to have that in the back of his mind. A manager of his experience, I think even this will make him think a little bit, OK, how do I play this? On one hand, you say FA Cup is in their hands. They can win it. They need other results, potentially, to go their way. Arsenal could stumble against Bournemouth on the money. Don't forget, they only got 1-0. So it adds a bit of intrigue.
Excitement is the opportunity of lifting another trophy at Wembley.
Definitely, it is excitement, of course. Hopefully we can do better than the last two times.
Yeah, as you mentioned, the past two FA Cup final results haven't gone your way. How much determination is there at putting that right?
A new play, yes, and it's forgotten. So a new game against Chelsea, and of course we are a final and have to try to lift the trophy.
Yeah, and at times this season, when you've been asked about a refereeing or a VAR decision, you tend to bring up the Dean Henderson handball from last season's final. How much did that hurt you, that result, and are you sort of over it yet?
I congratulate Crystal Palace, and still I congratulate them. So in the finals, when you win 4-0, the impact is zero. When it's so tight games, the impact of decisions are so important, always have been. Was in the past, and will be tomorrow.
Hi, Pep. Is Rodri available this weekend?
We'll see. We travel and we see.
Right. Apart from Rodri, are there any other fitness issues at all?
No, everybody's fine.
Fully fit squad. And just, obviously, there's another big game coming up in the week against Bournemouth. How much will that affect your thinking for this weekend?
Zero. It's the final FA Cup.
As you say, this is the FA Cup final and you're excited for it. So I would think you don't need to motivate players too much, but as a manager, what sort of message do you give the players now? Do you talk about the last 2 years? Do you talk about the chance to get closer to a treble? What's your message going into this?
The message is how we have to move, run, play against Chelsea to beat them. This is the message. The message is a FA Cup final Wembley with two prestigious clubs, with our fans that they make an effort, an incredible effort to come down to the London, but today is not cheap, and go to support us and try to perform as best as possible to win. And always is a game plan as you have to do.
There have been reports this week about some of your coaching staff leaving at the end of the season. Lorenzo, who you've worked with, feels like forever. Man City fans are wondering, does this mean anything for your future? Can you give them good news today?
No, I extend the contract, all of them, 3 more years. No.
Pep, you set off this season, I'm sure, with aspirations for the Premier League and for the Champions League, but they've gone. But winning a second domestic trophy...
They are gone?
They're gone. You can't win those, obviously, now, so you're looking at the FA Cup and the League Cup?
We cannot win the Premier League.
No, in terms of the domestic trophies, if that's all you have to go at the end of the season, if you don't win the Premier League, so you have the 2 domestic cups, how much of a successful season is that still for you?
This is what I said before. It depends on the value. The season is good or bad. It depends on the trophies you lift. Sometimes you don't lift trophies and the season has been successful. Sometimes you live and the season was really, really bad. So I said weeks ago, the season has been really good. Really, really.
Chelsea F.C. struggles continue to dominate headlines as questions grow around the club's direction, consistency, and ability to compete with the Premier League's elite once again. Meanwhile, Pep Guardiola continues to build an unbelievable legacy at Manchester City F.C., with many now wondering if he has already cemented himself as the greatest football manager of all time. From tactical masterclasses to relentless title-winning consistency, Guardiola's impact on modern football is impossible to ignore, but the debate over the true GOAT manager still divides fans and pundits worldwide. As Chelsea search for answers and Manchester City continue dominating English football, comparisons between legendary managers from different eras are becoming more intense than ever. Is Pep Guardiola truly the greatest manager football has ever seen, or do icons like Ferguson, Wenger, Mourinho, and Ancelotti still sit above him? The debate is exploding, and football fans everywhere have strong opinions.